Yeah, it's pretty scary stuff. You need to be able to back out nice and quick. And a hero which can maybe help you out with a stun also. So, yeah, we've seen many Chens die. Many Chens die throughout the... every time a Chen is picked, there's always runs that risk of him just being a total food.
Well, it depends here. Like, NIP can say, alright, you give us space, we take that space, or you give us space, we... Okay, that is an interesting option there, because Elder Titan is, of course, one of the kings of tri-lanes, and if they want to tri-lane this Chen, which you usually would, right, sort of this floating tri-lane, then ET is a great pickup there. Ooh,
and Singularity want to end this series with finals, whatever way it happens, picking up the Enigma for themselves as their 4th pick. This is looking like it's going to be Ursa carry. This is looking like an Excalibur Ursa.
10 seconds remaining.
We saw Farah take it to the offlane previous game. I have no doubt that was it Satchel? Can take it there as well.
The offlaner, yeah. Yeah, true. Still an option, but...
And they have the overall last pick, so I would be very surprised if the overall last pick does not go to Excalibur. And NIP says, alright, that Ursa is your core. We pick the good core matchup for ACR, which is also different than what they've done before. Did you see which of these two sides had the pick priority?
This time, no, I didn't.
Because I would say right now, and this is my guess, right? Radiant's more valuable, so the opposite side is gonna most likely have chosen.
First pick, yeah.
Yeah. No, it is more like, did Dire choose to be first pick? And I imagine they did.
Oh, right.
And this is a switch up from before. Because they have had last pick several times. And they used it once for his shake-up, once for Fada, and it never really worked out for them. I think this is the first time we see them with first pick. 5 seconds remaining. Yep, it is. Which really makes a difference. And I think that's also why we're seeing such a different draft right now. Because Singularity hasn't had to twist their draft to account for all of these mid-draft counterpicks before, but at the same time, NIP hasn't had to prepare for not having the overall last pick in this series yet. So both of them are kind of unfamiliar ground right now. There's a Darkseer ban from Singularity. I'm not sure if I'm convinced of that ban. And then Shadow Fiend on the other side. Oh, that's a special. That's a classic. Do you like Pugna, Nomad? Because I do.
I think he's pretty interesting. Oh, I love Naga Siren though. This is... Oh, it's a Penguin Sec Naga. Okay. I thought it was going to be Excalibur Naga.
Oh my lord.
What? How does Naga lane versus Pugna though? I'm very confused here. Oh, also worth noting that NIP have picked up a stand-in for this last game. That is Milan playing the Elder Titan.
Okay. What? Do we have any info as to why that is? Or?
No, I talked to Milan this morning and he said that he's probably going to be standing in for them if it goes too late, so... It was... Okay. I don't know. Can't really. But, yeah.
Sax has a birthday party or something? I don't know.
Probably that. That seems the most likely thing. But why have they picked Naga Siren? Is it just something to purge off the Decrepify?
I mean, his Enigma combo, this huge team fight. And besides, NIP showed themselves to be vulnerable to the split push side of Naga Siren before. I mean, that's... As Naga Siren, and specifically Enigma, if I'm not mistaken, is also the combination that we used to take their game off of them at LAN, because they missed their window, then they got all of their lanes pushed in by the split pushing Naga Siren. And NIP, we've seen throughout the series, NIP misses their window. And then finally, when they get forced to actually fight, you have the Naga Siren Enigma combo, which is just devastating, especially if you are like putting that right up onto their high ground. And yeah, I think Iceberg and Goblak here know what they're seeing.
They certainly do.
Oof. Do I?
Do you? What is the choice? What is the choice then?
You know, I'm gonna do this the other way around. I have always given my prediction first in this series. I'm gonna throw it over to you.
All right. Well, unfortunately, this is very easy for me because I am a Naga Siren fanboy. Therefore, there is no way I'm not going to say Naga Siren in this situation. So I believe the Penguin Sec Naga is going to come in for Singularity and take the game off Ninjas in Pyjamas. But also on top of that as well, you know, I love what they're doing with the Enigma as well. I think it's a great way to kind of put a bunch of pressure on. And also I think that NIP are going to be a little bit confused with now they swapped out a player at the last minute.
Yeah, that is also definitely a problem. Although I imagine that Saxa is not one of the more talkative players on their squad. Like, Saxa doesn't seem like much of a talker to me.
That's true. That's true. Maybe that extra voice will help them out.
Yeah. I am going to... Oh, this is so hard. I don't know.
It's a very even draft.
It is like normally I'd be completely on board with a little green skeleton man because the amount of tempo that guy can make is just great. And this is finally like a game where Ace is going to get to carry.
Yes,
like, he's got the good core matchup now. Maybe he's finally going to get to do something. But at the same time, this is Enigma Naga Siren. I know what happened the last time, and
You know, we mentioned El Clasico earlier, and it's really come full circle back to that now, hasn't it?
All right, I am also going to go Singularity, I guess, just because I do believe in this. Like, I like both of these drafts.
Yeah,
a lot.
Same.
I think these are the most fun drafts in the entire series, probably.
Absolutely, and there's nothing these drafts can't really do. They've all got decent push. They've all got decent Roshan taking abilities. They've all got the ability to kill heroes and team fights. So I think there's just two very all-rounded draft, and in a way, I reckon we're about to see the first real kind of entirely skill-based matchup.
Is it though? We've also talked about that before. So far, Singularity has shown himself to be the stronger team, even though NIP has the stronger players.
Yeah. But I feel like each game has kind of like had a bit of an advantage in the draft-wise side of things, but this game's going to be a little bit different. Anyway, Pingvin mid lane versus Fata, which is not what I expected. I expected them to put the Pugna in the mid lane and Fata on the off lane, but it's going to be Fata Razor, which is a classic. You know, Fata absolutely loves this hero, so no real surprise to see him on that one. And yeah, trying to put some pressure onto this Naga Siren. Is this what they expected when they picked the Naga? I guess it is, right?
Yeah, I think so. And you're also going to wait most likely with determining your lanes before you see which player goes where. And I was busy deliberating about who I wanted to pick during the whole information side of things where you try to scout the lanes. So yeah. I didn't quite see how they ended up in this position.
Yeah, things are all over the place right now. There's 33 in the Poshka fighting it off down here. Is Milan hanging around, hitting some creeps whilst the Pugner is occupied. Meanwhile, EGM being attacked by a Peter, being chased down through the river.
Yes, and obviously Singularity have the advantage in just straight up which lane do you put where, because they have the Chen. And they can always just recall someone to another lane if they feel like switching it up. So NIP are pretty locked in here. If they decide to switch it up, they're always going to be at a disadvantage.
Absolutely.
So take it or leave it.
Also, another thing to mention as well is that they've got this Earth Spirit. No, not Earth Spirit. They've got the Elder Titan as well. And he's one of these guys who can make tons of stacks in the jungle, which is exactly what he's doing right now. And either the Pugna can come and take those to kind of come back and be that force, or they can just wait out and let Ace take them a little bit later on into the game when he's got like a Battle Fury or something. They're trying to get busy on Shashlo here, but he's really not taking a whole lot of damage on this Enigma right now, so NIP will just be forced to settle for the heavy harass, and that's about it really. Also the Eidolon's doing a ton of work as they're trying to kill him as well, so a little bit slow. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Pingvin off to a really good start, honestly, in this mid. Going for the 2 points in mirror image and 2 points in the passive as well. Pretty much what we're used to seeing right now. The net is just... You want to be able to go into the jungle. You want to be able to use your illusions to farm up. And the sooner you get those points in your Q and your E, the sooner you're able to do that. And,
well, it's going to be hard, though, if the enemy other Titan is blocking the camp with an illusion.
Yeah, that is an issue. Milan is,
that's what my was for. As Milan being clever. Sinaga wants to take advantage of this Radiant side, easy access to the camp, and then just straight up doesn't get it. And now Milan is actually coming over to just smack her in the face.
The old slaps pass on field, going to slow her down as well. Pingvin set could be in a bit of trouble right now. One more right click, and it comes in. Milan gets first blood onto Pingvin. Good stand-in.
What if NIP is doing the whole stand-in thing again?
Yeah, true. We know they perform pretty well as stand-ins.
I have also been on the receiving end of that. It was TNC's first big stage match with this lineup.
Radiant's middle tower.
Man, NIP always getting in my way.
Shame. Meanwhile, I mean, Pingvin's expecting that. I can't really see what he can get out of this lane, though. I mean, if Milan keeps coming over and messing with his... Oh, Maposhka's dead. Milan finds another one. Goodness me. Yeah, okay.
Very nice. And where the lanes before looked to be shaping up really decently for Singularity, there's actually a distinct advantage for NIP right now. And the one that I'm the most curious about is, yeah, they've brought Cherry to the mid lane, which is, before, when he was on top, it looked like Ace wasn't really getting anything done at all. And he just gets to contest Satchel under tower right now.
Gets this rune and starts to chase down 33 as well. And a little bit of Decrepify here. Of course, really nice hero to have versus the Ursa. This Pugner and the Decrepify does so much work, especially in the middle of these team fights when the Ursa's just looking for a quick pick-off, and the Pugner will stop him being able to achieve that completely.
So this is a way in which this game for Singularity is way different than their others, because Excalibur has been counterpicked very thoroughly.
Yeah.
He cannot win a single one of the 1v1 matchup against the enemy cores.
Oh, no doubt.
So
this is Pingvin's time. This is Pingvin's game. And it's really interesting that in Game 5 they've gone, alright Pingvin, it's your go. Meanwhile, EGM gets run down in the mid lane. Milan just comes in with these huge stacks of Astral he's got going on, and with the help of Fada just blows him up.
I honestly feel like this is Milan's game so far.
So far it has been. Milan definitely been the stronger force in this matchup. Really interesting.
He is really getting everything out of that extra roaming space on the bottom side of the map.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And it's strange to me because NIP has a ward watching this. They can see him rotate in and out of these stacks, and they can see him pull into that side camp, but yeah, can't really do anything against it. So
look at Maposhka,
they have better vision of them getting owned, guys.
There's a lot of creeps here. I'm just gonna steal one of these. Hello, thank you. And he's picking them all out, and part of me wants to say that Naga wants to come over and get these stacks, but I don't see how that's really going to happen.
No, she's really not strong enough. They'd also have to punch through at least the bottom tier 1 for that, I feel. Otherwise, you can just get backstabbed so hard. There's so many avenues that you need to defend if that's the case. Like, they can come at you from 4 sides. Yeah, you want to take at least 1 or 2 of those out.
Shashlo in some trouble in the top lane as Sparta makes a rotation around, and they will be able to find the kill onto this Enigma. But meanwhile, Maposhka has TP'd in Pingvin, and they are actually going to make a play on these stacks here, and I'm fairly sure they're going to get them all. I mean...
Alright, he TP'd him in!
Yeah, cheating, really. He just jump it back over. No
if it's in the game, it's allowed.
Yep.
Oh, and this is clever. This is such a good way for him to catch back up. I thought for a second there that he pulled again just to improve the stack even more. I'm like, that's bold.
Yeah.
But he was...
Get in, take the stacks, and get out. Can't really do the ancient stacks right now, I don't think. Meanwhile, 33 could be in a bit of trouble being run down here. The Grabfire going to buy him a little bit of time, but Excalibur's still chasing. So, but the Pugner is pretty damn fast as Excalibur chases him down.
So is Ursa now
faster,
too.
though,
One
yeah.
of these got 10 movement speed taken away, and the other one got it added.
Yeah, and Excalibur will run him down with the help of his supports here. So, going to be feeling very good about that one. Meanwhile, Naga has finished with it. Oh no, look at Milan as well, moving his... he's moving his spirit in and realizes that his stacks are gone. You just feel so robbed at this stage, and Jerry's almost feel
He was literally robbed.
they're going to try and get the kill onto Jerry, though. How dare you taunt us with your voice lines and trying to bait them up into the jungle so you can maybe throw one away. But, I mean, he's dead.
Yeah. 33 connects in
Radiant's
at exactly the right time to take that mid tower. And I just feel like we've seen this before. This is NIP rotating on the mid lane with their tempo hero, taking it down. And for some reason before, that always seemed to feel like, you know, they're sort of cued to stop making the tempo as much. Because, you know, mid tower.
Mid lane can drop him pretty low, but as it's 33, as he's kind of sitting in the trees here, has to back himself away. And I feel like this is a game of efficiency, though. Like, how efficient can Singularity be with finding this farm? You know, they're trying to jungle up on their Enigma as well, and then Naga with the illusions as well. It's tricky. It's very tricky. Meanwhile, on the side of NIP, they're looking to get the kills. You know, what time do they go with their Phantom Assassin? Actually, what even is the PA building right now?
Naga is going
for the Battle Fury. Going Diffusal.
Yeah, like, and I don't like it. I don't. One of the reasons why this worked against NIP before is because we went Irradiance Naga.
Jumping onto the Fata here, lift up, throw back, and Excalibur doing the damage here, using that Enrage to try and get a bit of extra damage off from his hits, but he can't find Fata, who makes his way through the trees. And Excalibur's in a bit of an awkward position, actually, as he could find himself being jumped upon. Meanwhile, Milan just punching Miposhka. Sentinel Stun's going to help him out a little bit. He's trying to run himself away, but PPD comes in, and the Arcane Burn kind of finish off Miposhka. Mark Shashlo will get the bounty up atop. Pingvin as well, getting another one up here in the top lane, and then NIP will take the two at bottom, so a 2-2 split for the 10-minute bounties.
Not a bad attempt, but at some point Singularity is going to get in trouble because they can't take any towers here. And so far 33 is doing a great job at directing his team around, getting these towers down. He actually, look at that net worth. Look where 33 is. He is making the tempo right now, even though he is below Milan in net worth. Just jumped up over, but...
Well, I mean,
sometimes you have a job and you're gonna do it.
Yeah, who cares about money when you've got spells to cast? So yeah, it's very, as you say, it's very interesting to see this Ursus, Excalibur swapping places with Pingvin, and Pingvin kind of being the big carrier. And yeah, can we go back to this Diffusal thing as well? Because usually we see Nagas going for the Manta, because it just makes her farm so much quicker with that Manta style. But instead,
you know what Miracle goes? Travels.
Travels, yeah, we've seen. That's Miracle, isn't it, on Complexity?
Yeah.
I remember casting a couple of games where he went travel and basically just spends his entire game on the enemy side of the map.
Yep.
It's very annoying to deal with, and you often find yourself, wait, where are our creep waves gone? Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that is the thing that I also wanted to see Singularity do here, but it feels like Ping wants to take the fight to his enemies instead. He's got 2 Blades of Alacrity bought up already, so yeah, no backing out of that.
Nope, he's committed. They've actually brought in Jerry up in the top lane. I feel like they need a little bit more than this, and they're going to go for the kill for the Titan. Meanwhile, the Spirit, it's going to catch out Jerry. He just TP'd him to his death, I think. Jerry can't do a damn thing about this. He's got an Astral Spirit, and that's about it, and Fada will get the kill. Yikes. That was a dodgy TP from the Jen if ever I've seen one. Here, come help me gank this guy. We can't gank this guy, dude. I'm just going to go back to our side of the map. Oh god, there's a Razor here. Oh, see ya. I'm out.
Well, if they force some reactions maybe onto Milan or something, I guess they still got the info they wanted.
Yeah, meanwhile, Poshka does die down in the bottom lane as PA has started things off with its Demon Edge. Pretty usual to see. This just gives you the better kill potential rather than the perseverance.
At least the top lane went down for Singularity, so not all bad. They're not completely lacking in space, but one of the things that I haven't seen is I haven't really seen them make any moves towards, alright, this is where we're gonna make our stand and use our big ultimates yet. And I know it's early, but they're also gonna lose tier 2s soon, and usually this is where teams make that switch.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Right, you can have our tier 1s.
Agreed. It's about time they started making some shifts in their playstyle. You know, there's only so greedy you can be, but you know, if they're comfortable. Naga's not a hero which really cares about losing tier 2s that much, but she does care about losing map space, which is the important thing.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Poshka gets caught out again on the Chen. Not really having a great time versus Fadder as he's just roaming around and finding so much kills. PPD scouting out Shashlo as well, and in comes Fadder. Oh, Shashlo.
Fury on the bot lane.
Very
I
much
don't care
dead.
anymore.
Excalibur TP's in. This is currently 10-2 on the scoreline for NIP, but only 1k gold advantage, so I mean, it's not like things are looking awful. The kill line looks bad, but the gold looks pretty okay.
And it has been like that throughout the series for Singularity as well, right? They
Yeah.
know how to farm.
But that's the thing, though. Like, we've seen these big farming heroes on the side of them other times, and yeah, I mean, there you go. It's the odds from what I expect kind of describe what we're feeling right now is this 3.08 for Singularity and 1.34 for NIP. So if you do like those odds, then you can go and check them out over on the One Expect website. Of course, all details around the place and get an €130 bonus with the code Radiant on any of these games. But yeah, I mean, Excalibur is not playing a hero which farms very quickly. Pingvin is, but you know, there's always that question is like, we've seen Excalibur perform loads of times so far. Oh, beautiful double stun from PPD here. Aposhka might suffer, though nice return stun now as Excalibur comes in. The Centaur doing the work, and they're holding them both still. Fadder, though, got a ton of damage on it, but he can't use it if he's decrepified up. They need a little bit more damage, though. They'll quickly dodge onto this, and a life drain from 33 going to keep Fadder alive. They've got Milan on the backlines, maybe, but I mean, they're struggling to find any kill at all. Excalibur's blinking forwards for this one, but they can't even kill off Milan. The 4 position gets away, and it's just empty hands for Singularity here as they cannot find anybody.
That was pretty rough for them. I think the Naga Siren, they could have perhaps popped the ult and brought in the Enigma for a combo, but by the time she decided that she was just gonna straight up fight, their positioning was too bad. They were too split up, and Excalibur just doesn't have the damage right now.
Yeah.
I don't think he had the blink dagger before that fight either, did he?
I'm not sure. But I mean, Excalibur is really struggling to find the kills right now. He's strong. He's got a lot of gold. He's keeping up with everybody pretty much. But in fact, he's top of his team and not far behind the Razor. But he just can't find the damage. What does he need?
He needs NIP to really like engage somewhere, like full commit, because Ursa's a very high commitment hero, right? He wants to go in, he wants to hit people, but the only one on NIP who's high commitment is the Phantom Assassin, and even she, if she has her blink again, she can just blink out once more. And there is no way to make NIP engage other than to, to black hole someone, I think.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Otherwise, NIP are going to be happy to take this one slow. And, you know, this PA, she's a little bit behind the Ursa right now, but she is going to catch up. And the Naga Siren isn't. She's not going to be able to keep up with this PA's farm with the Diffusal Blade. It's a very awkward game, I think, for Singularity.
Yeah, I think so too. I was like, I don't like harping on item choices that much, but especially for the Naga Siren, her item choices are crucial to the development of this game. And if she goes this build, yeah, she's going into the Mantis Cell now. She could have basically had that by this point. No,
Yeah.
actually, she could have had that. Because she hasn't been fighting anyhow. The defusal didn't
They're going on
contribute
to
that much to her
Pingvin
farming
here.
speed.
Jerry does manage to dodge out the Impale very nicely. It actually brings PPD closer. Pingvin throws down the Song, but gets slept up outside of the Song by Milan. But another nice stun out from Jerry. Milan is closing the distance though, wants to find the kill, but can they keep a lockdown? The Plasma Field connects, and it's going to be a double kill for Fata in the middle lane. Nice plays from both sides, but unfortunately, it is going to be Pingvin and Jerry who lose out on this one.
Yeah, and it's like, it feels easy to say, but you bought a diffusal blade for this? Because you can't fight this stream straight up right now. You need to cut the waves, make sure that they're gonna miss their window, because you've seen them before. They almost want to miss their window.
Yeah, almost like
natural.
that fight was kind of punctuating the points we were making just before it. Definitely feels a little bit.
And I can't say that I hate being right. Yeah, I really like being right, but man, not like this.
Yeah, I like being right in the good way.
Exactly.
Excalibur could be on the receiving end this time as well as the damage start coming in, and now the BKB pop from Fata. They weren't ready for this on the side of Singularity, and even Ace jumping in and getting involved in this one as they bring down Jerry, and Excalibur trying to make it to the high ground. The Enrage going to help him out a bit. He will be able to make it away, and IP only get the Rubik, and this is the BKB on Fata, so I think that's okay for the Rubik. Not good, but okay.
Yeah, it's acceptable.
But Ace just has a wealth of targets up here as he eats through the Eidolons, the Chen creeps, everything hoovered up in the bottom lane, going in to the bottomless pit that is PA.
And that's the other problem that I see here is that this is finally an IP with a dual core instead of a tri-core. And they're really concentrating their farm on these two heroes, whereas now it is Singularity where I feel that their priorities are not quite right. Excalibur is still farming the most, but he's an Ursa. And ideally you want him to get some form of basic items up and then just throw himself at the enemy, because the Naga and the Enigma are the ones that really need to carry this. Oh no.
No, that is such a bad death for Pingvin as well. You can't be... Like, this is a critical time for Naga. This is when her farming speed is at near its greatest. You're not getting those kills. You're not even getting the creeps. I mean, just dying a lot. Pingvin
The
having
lanes
a
are
really
too
rough
far in.
game.
Like, I wish I could draw on a map right now, but there is no space for her and she can't cut. And this is why if you're going to be losing towers at this tempo, especially to, well, a Pugna, you gotta be able to cut.
Alright, they're making a play onto PPD, but he stuns up the Ursa, and that is going to be enough to help PPD escape. And actually, 33 coming in to maybe turn this run around in the middle lane. You'll set that out, and they're going to try and hold still. The Teddy Bears, the static link comes in. Jerry stunned up on the sidelines. Excalibur getting run down. Hand of God will be used, but it's not going to be enough to save Excalibur as the stuns just keep on coming. Excalibur killed off in the middle lane. Fata looking unstoppable right now. Surely this cannot be the way that that Singularity go out of this tournament. It's looking so convincing for NIP.
Better though. This was better because this is actually, and I think it wasn't far enough forward, but they can't go far enough forward. Oh no, Jerry.
Damn. Ace just jumps in and blows up Maposhka. Hello? Okay. This is a big black hole, but in comes the Earth Splitter. It's going to cancel the whole damn thing. Saw it coming a mile off, but doesn't matter. Still got the lockdown for a little bit, but Fada's inside the base, and he is just looking unstoppable right now. Chasing down Shashflo, gets him under the tier 4s. There's a net coming out from the Naga Siren, but the stomp in to follow, and Pingvin gets annihilated. Ace gets a kill. There's no buybacks on the side of Singularity. We're 21 minutes in, and all of a sudden, this is looking awful. And NIP just all tip up Milan. They're like, all right, thanks, dude. Clearly that was all we were missing as they finally, I mean, time and time again we saw them get to this stage where everything just went horribly wrong on the high ground, and it looked like that was about to happen again, but Milan's just like, don't worry guys, I'm not like you. I'm not going to go and group up on the high ground against Enigma. I'm sitting back here. I'm going to throw down my splitter. Don't you worry about it, and we'll secure this game together. And boy, howdy did he. Milan is just kind of turning up, and he's like, hey man, I would
like to point out that NIP only need one more kill for the meme number to be achieved.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that very insightful analysis there, Kips. I'm sure chat's appreciative of that one.
I mean, this is stand-in effect though, and I wanted to say that finally, like, Singularity through the Ursa at their enemies, but it was not far enough forward. They don't have any towers, so they can't really do it on the enemy side of the map. And the buyback play there was still good. Like, it's the one you need to make, but in the end, like, they started buying time, they started buying space with their core heroes too late. And that combined with the fact that the Naga can't cut waves, so what happens when you cut a wave, right? Is basically you reset the clock. You're gonna have a wave every 30 seconds. If you cut all 3 of them, then you bought yourself 30 seconds of no pressure on your base. And you can keep going. But if you can't cut them, you can't buy yourself time. You can't buy yourself space.
Yeah. Feeling pretty choked right now. Singularity trying to push out this bottom lane, but there's now an Aegis in the hands of NIP as they take down Roshan. They're looking so damn hot right now. 15k gold advantage at the 23-minute mark. Only 3 kills on the side of Singularity. They have their black hole up again shortly, but is it going to be enough? I mean, I don't really think so. But we'll see. There's always hope. I mean, they've been in this situation before. Maybe not quite this bad previously, but hey, it's the best of 5. If anything, they've been learning throughout this series. And they're looking...
And with the Pugna, right, NIP has something that they didn't have before.
The tornado and the midnight pulse. Look at that. Big. I'm just kidding. It's not that.
But they have Siege this time.
Yep.
With the Pugna. So they don't actually have to be up there. They just need the creeps to touch the base.
Yep, and it's enough, but I mean, Ace doesn't even care. He's just sitting on the high ground. He's just having a happy old time on the PA. And look at this. Yes, is not doing anything. I mean, he's just pushing out creep waves, but he's an Ursa. What's he going to do? Well, here's your song. They will have another black hole available. BKB used this time. It's only going to land onto 2, but they will be able to blow up 33. But a nice stun in comes from PPD. Meanwhile, Jerry is brought down on the backline. Battle with the BKB, just causing havoc as Ping been blown up as well. No chance. Shellshow's brought down as well. GG is called. It's a tragic end to Team Singularity's time here in the finals. But unfortunately, they will be taken down by NIP as they're just pouring in the tips into Milan. He turns up, 24 minutes, ends the game, he's off again. Cheers, Milan. Thanks for getting us to the super finals, mate. Catch you on the flip side. Goodness me, what a performance from Milan. And I mean, his pajamas just woke up.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes bringing in another player does exactly that, because what happens if you're always with the same 5 players in that room is that you get into your comfort zone and you just do the same old things. And then when someone else is there, even if you're not doing it deliberately, you feel shaken up. You feel, you know, like maybe you're going to be you sit awake. You're going to be more on top of your play. You're going to maybe trying to impress this person, or maybe just in general, you're going to be feeling like something's happening. Whereas if it's the same old, nothing's gonna happen, nothing's gonna change, and that does work.
Absolutely. And nice to see them getting Fata back into his comfort zone as well. You know, we've seen him thrown around a little bit like a ragdoll in these drafts, but finally they just put him on his Razor, one of his favorite heroes, shove him down in the mid lane. You know he's gonna have a nice time, and boy did he. He completely, I mean, Razor versus Naga isn't a matchup which is really winnable by the Naga anyway, but he just completely abused the matchup and then completely abused the game afterwards. He ran around doing whatever he wanted. I mean, getting out that early BKB, 15-0 Fata was this game. He was an unstoppable force. 5-0 on Ace as well. Like, none of the cores really died except for 33, who was in the kind of rough lane and bottom lane against an Ursa of all people. So you can't really blame him for that one. And yeah, and Ninjas in Pyjamas is playing a super tempo game, but overall, you know, looking at this this series as a whole, it's been a really good series. It's a shame it ended on this, but it was a pretty awesome rollercoaster ride.
It was an awesome rollercoaster ride, and I do also think that this end was kind of necessary for NIP to redeem themselves, because we've been giving them some flack, and I think justifiably so, for just not ending games that were incredibly won already.
Right.
And because they were up on the high ground at this exact same moment in time a couple of times earlier during this series, and nothing really happened. And this time, they just got it covered. They knew exactly what to do. They storm up, no doubts, good itemization. And they are definitely the deserved winner here, but especially because of the way that they take this game 5. And not in spite of.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true as well. But nothing to be taken away from Team Singularity. I mean, it was a some of the performances from Ninja Pyjamas, small mistakes, but small mistakes don't matter against a bad team. Small mistakes matter a lot versus a good team, and Team Singularity were a good team today, and I'm super excited to see them playing in more qualifiers. I can easily see them making it to a minor for the next round of things. I don't think that's out of the question at all, so definitely going to be one for a lot of people to keep their eyes on in the future. So well played to them, and still bringing it to the edge versus Ninjas in Pyjamas. They made it to the game 5, and I wouldn't have even been surprised if they took this one as well, to be honest, but unfortunately it does mean they go down, and they are now out of the tournament, single elimination, so they are gone. And just like we are, we're gone as well. Any more final points to make, Kibs?
Apart from thanking you for bringing me on this sudden adventure, no,
Awesome.
not really. I had a great time, and I always like watching these kinds of long games, these long series where you really see these two teams going head to head, more on like what they like to play than on like the meta. That's my favorite. So yeah. It's been great.
It has been a really good, fun series. I'm glad you're here to cast it with me. I had a lot of fun together. Thank you very much for coming out, Kips. And thanks for everybody for tuning in. We're going to disappear now and hand it over to Breaky, CPK, and somebody else. I don't know exactly who he's casting with, but it's going to be Breaky, CPK taking you through the West Finals over there, where I believe it is Team Empire versus Team Namiga, which is not what people expected with teams like Navi and Gambit, of course, in this tournament. But that is what the finals are going to be, and then the winner of that will face off in the marathon best of 7 tomorrow versus Ninjas in Pyjamas, who have now made it through. So stick around for that. We're going to hand over to Breaky, but we'll see you very shortly tomorrow. Well, in 24 hours actually, for those matches. And goodbye.